Good evening, I am Paolo Barcelon. This is Newsfeed Weekend. Our top story, supporters of ex-President Rodrigo Duterte continue to troop to The Hague. Our Billionaire News Channel anchor, Attorney Karen Jimeno, joins us live from the Netherlands for the latest. Attorney, magandang gabi from Manila. Kahapon nabanggit mo na maraming mga supporters ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte yung pumupunta pa rin dyan sa labas ng kanyang detention centers or detention facility sa The Hague. Kumusta po yung gathering ng mga supporters ng dating Pangulo and ano yung balita ko malamig din dyan. So what are they experiencing right now when they go out and show their support to the former president, Attorney?
Hague. And dahil today ang start ng daylight saving times, we're now 6 hours behind Manila instead of 7 hours. But like you mentioned, Paolo, napakalamig pa rin dito. Kaya nagugulat nga ako na kahit na napakalamig, napakadaming nagtitipon doon sa labas ng detention facility ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. But I was also surprised because yesterday when I was talking to Sujin, I said that things were more quiet, and that was the morning after the birthday of former President Duterte. But that was early in the morning. Right after my interview with Sujin, dumami na naman yung tao doon sa labas ng ICC detention facility. So yesterday, napakadami na namang tao doon sa labas ng detention facility. And in fact, there were double-decker buses that arrived from France, and meron din mga buses that arrived from the UK. So today is Sunday here at The Hague, but from what I heard from the OFWs and some Filipinos that already migrated here in Europe, that there will be more coming to the detention facility today, Sunday. And I suppose this is because some of the people who live here in Europe have no work today, kaya marami pa ring dumating. So kahit na tapos na ang 80th birthday ni former President Duterte, napakadami pa ring tao sa labas ng ICC detention facility na pumupunta at nagtitipon doon para ipakita ang kanilang suporta kay former President Duterte.
Attorney, what a show of support. Grabe, napakadaming mga tao as we've been seeing from your reporting over the weekend and in the last few days. Pero on the legal front, Attorney, kumusta ang legal team ni dating Pangulong Duterte? Are we expecting to see more of the former spokesperson, Attorney Harry Roque? Or will he be at least assisting yung lead counsel ng Duterte camp na si Nicholas Kaufman?
That's not yet clear, Paolo. In the ICC, there's a different procedure than what we have in the Philippines. So fundamentally, pareho in a sense that the client has the right to choose his counsel. But here in the ICC, the prosecution has the right to object on the choice of the counsel. So that's something that's unique. For me, I always say that it's almost like similar to the US jury selection, where you can pick and then the other side has the right to object. But this is unique to the ICC in a sense that whoever the suspect or accused in this case chooses as counsel, the prosecution will have a right to object. So that's something that we don't know yet, in a sense that if Attorney Harry Roque is selected as a potential counsel, if the prosecution will object to that. But apart from that, as of now, we don't know if Attorney Harry Roque will be part of the team. Right now, wala pang sinasabi si Vice President Sara Duterte na kasama sa defense team si Attorney Harry Roque. But we do know that there's one more slot because during the interview we had with Vice President Sara on Friday, she said that they're expecting one more counsel to be added, pero wala pang confirmation. And from what we heard, it's Kaufman that is taking the lead in forming the legal team of former President Duterte.
Attorney, briefly, you mentioned a very strong point there, na pwedeng mag-oppose yung prosecution sa kung sino yung ilalatag na counsel ng depensa. Should the prosecution oppose and mapagbigyan ito nung nasa ICC, will it be a cause of delay kung sakasakali sa proceeding, sa haba pa ba lalo yung expected po natin na legal battles ng dating Pangulo?
Yes, that's a good question, Paolo, because from the technical side, yes, it can add to a delay because you would have to, of course, when there's an opposition or an objection, then the ICC court would have to address that and then decide whether the choice of the council should still be granted. So again, that can add to the time and therefore cause a bit of a delay or a delay in the procedures.
Lastly na lang,
Especially
attorney.
if they're
Yes.
applying for also interim release. So you're right, that can add to the process.
Grabe. And mukhang matindi rin ang inaasahan natin na legal battles ng dating Pangulo, especially given his status in the ICC. One last question, attorney. On the side of those who are criticizing the former president, meron ba silang mga ganap dyan? Very briefly, attorney.
Wala na so far, Paolo. So, on Friday, on the same day of the birthday of former President Duterte, there was a launch here at The Hague of the Panagutin si Duterte European Network. But other than that, wala na silang activities pa. But yung pro-Duterte supporters, patuloy pa yung activities. Yesterday, there was a motorcade from the central station in The Hague passing through Malieveld, which is a huge park kung saan din naganap yung isa sa mga pinakamalaking pro-Duterte rally in a previous Sunday here at The Hague, na tuloy-tuloy sa ICC detention facility. And as I mentioned, napakaraming tao kahapon. Some were approximating na mas marami pang nag-gather kahapon kesa nung actual birthday ni former President Duterte. And today, there's a large crowd that's also expected again outside the detention facility. So, from the side of the pro-Duterte supporters, mukhang patuloy itong pag-gather at pagtitipon nila sa labas ng ICC detention facility.
All right. Many events happening in The Hague right now. So thank you very much, Attorney Karen Jimeno, anchor of At the Forefront here on the Billionaire News Channel. And we can see more of her reporting here on BNC and in our digital platforms. Now back here at home, a new list of alleged recipients of confidential funds from the Office of the Vice President has surfaced. House Deputy Minority Leader and La Union Representative Paulo Ortega identified 5 names that supposedly received funds from the OVP. However, the PSA reportedly has no official records listed under the names Beverly Claire Pampano, Miko Harina, Patty Ting, Ralph Josh Bacon, and Sala Kasim. Ortega questioned the legitimacy of the entries, calling for further scrutiny into the use of the OVP's confidential funds. Earlier names such as Mary Grace Piatos, Miggy Mango, and Jay Camote were earlier revealed by lawmakers to have benefited from the OVP's confidential funds. With day 3 of the local campaign period ongoing, the PNP reports that the situation is generally peaceful, with no major election-related incidents recorded so far. PNP Chief Police General Romel Marbil credited the efforts of the COMELEC, armed forces, and other security agencies. Marbil directed all regional police directors to tighten security through checkpoints alongside the full implementation of the nationwide gun ban, especially in COMELEC's areas of concern. National and local candidates continue their sweep across the country with only 44 days left before the midterm polls. Senate Bet Ben Tulfo went to San Ildefonso, Bulacan and Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija, while Alianza Senate Bet and Las Piñas Representative Camille Villar went to Muntinlupa and joined the proclamation rally of re-electionist Mayor Rufy Biazon. Another Alianza Senate Bet re-electionist Francis Tolentino visited Barotac Nuevo in Iloilo Province. On the local front, Manila Mayor Hani Lacuna made the rounds in the Pandacan area, while ex-Mayor Isko Moreno will have a proclamation rally in the Binondo area. The battle for Laguna's capital is also heating up as a scramble to replace incumbent Governor Ramil Hernandez is underway. Hernandez's wife, Representative Ruth Hernandez, held her proclamation rally in Calamba City, while former Representative Sol Aragones barnstormed the town of Bai. Vice Governor Karen Agapay is also in the race, touring the town of Mabitac on Saturday night. Laguna is one of the most vote-rich provinces in the country, with over 2.1 million votes for Senate and party list elections up for grabs. In business news, Store Specialists Incorporated or SSI Group is set to acquire nearly full stake of Rustans. A heaping 99.44% of Rustans was acquired by its wholly owned subsidiary. The transaction is expected to close tomorrow, March 31st. The move is seen as part of SSI's broader strategy to consolidate its retail business and strengthen its position in the branded lifestyle and specialty retail market. And to close this weekend on a lighter note, following the buzz around the inclusion of the Filipino word gigil in the Oxford English Dictionary, 10 more Filipino words were added in its latest update. The new entries include sando, CR, salakot, kababayan, and the word terror, a term used in the context of a strict teacher. The additions reflect the global recognition of Philippine English and its cultural depth, with more colloquial expressions in the dictionary including Pinoy, load, and videoke. The inclusion of these words follow a broader effort by the dictionary to better represent English as it is spoken around the world. Pinoy pride indeed. And that's Newsfeed Weekend. I'm Paolo Barcelon. Stay tuned to the Billionaire News Channel. We're on Free TV Channel 31, 33 on SkyCable, and 24 on Cignal. Also check our website, bnc.ph. Thank you and good evening.